Have you ever wondered how people in the 1950s learned about the major social changes happening around them, long before the internet or 24-hour news channels existed? The answer often came from their daily newspaper, but what they read depended a great deal on where they lived. Newspapers in the 1950s reported on civil rights events with a complex and often divided approach. Many national and northern newspapers tended to highlight injustices and the growing movement for equality. In contrast, many southern newspapers frequently downplayed the severity of the issues or focused on maintaining the existing social order. This significant difference in reporting stemmed from several key factors. Southern newspapers were deeply intertwined with their local communities and often reflected the prevailing segregationist sentiments of the time. Editors and owners held powerful sway, and their personal biases or community pressures could dictate the stories that made it to print and how they were framed. Economic forces also played a part, as advertising revenues and readership in segregated societies influenced editorial decisions. Furthermore, journalists and editors in the South sometimes faced direct threats for reporting against the status quo, which could lead to self-censorship. To understand this historical reporting today, it is incredibly valuable to compare papers from different regions. Look beyond just the headlines. Notice which stories were placed on the front page versus buried inside, and pay attention to the language used to describe events and the people involved. Were activists called protesters or agitators? Were events depicted as peaceful demonstrations or disruptive riots? These subtle differences reveal much about the editorial stance. It is also important to recognize the vital role of the black press during this period. Newspapers like the Chicago Defender and the Pittsburgh Courier offered crucial alternative narratives. These publications courageously reported on the harsh realities of segregation and celebrated the efforts of civil rights leaders, giving a voice to a community often ignored or misrepresented by mainstream papers. These outlets were not just reporting the news. They were actively advocating for change, bringing to light the daily struggles and triumphs of African Americans. Understanding how newspapers reported on civil rights in the 1950s helps us appreciate the challenging environment activists faced. It also underscores the critical role that a diverse and informed press, even a deeply divided one, played in slowly shifting public opinion and pushing the nation toward greater equality. Examining these historical records offers a unique window into the past and reveals how the access and framing of information can powerfully shape a society's journey toward progress.